You already know it's your boy Joe back at it again, man. CodingPhase.com. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. Alright, so today we answering another question from Cora. It basically says, why is learning JavaScript so hard? I think for people who have troubles with JavaScript, I think the biggest problem that they're having is understanding the basic concepts of just programming in general, right? A lot of times people who are starting to build websites, right? So I'm gonna answer in two ways. Basically, people who are actually starting their careers as web developers, or just people who just want to create a website, right? They come in and they're like, okay, cool, I understand HTML, cool, I understand CSS, I know that I could style the page, make a little design, make a little change of colors, whatever, right? Now, when they come into JavaScript, there's like a wall, because they don't understand the basic concepts of programming. So, if you've never taken a computer science course, if you've never had anybody explain to you what a variable is, nobody explained to you what a loop is, nobody explained to you what a switch statement is, or if and else statement is, right? And how those things work. What is a method, right? Which is pretty much a function, right? So those little things, if you don't understand those concepts and you have no knowledge, and then you're like trying to jump into JavaScript, it can be very difficult. It can get difficult because you're like, man, how do I actually get to, start working with JavaScript, right? Now, that's my first point. My second point is, the DOM, right? There's people who come in and they start messing around with JavaScript and they think, hey, I know Java, I know C#, and it's like you're dealing with just the programming language or just the syntax, or dealing with object-oriented programming, which is fine. But when it comes to certain things like the DOM, and when I say the DOM is, people don't even know how to get element by ID or a query selector or little things like that you would think in your head is pretty simple, but for some people they don't understand that concept, right? Because all they know is just programming, meaning, hey, I know variables, I know loops, I know if and else statements, right? So that's what they understand. So when they bring in those knowledge, those skills from other languages, they try to implement it into JavaScript, and then they're like, okay, I understand one part of it, but I don't understand this other part, which is the DOM. How is it that, how can I, target things on the page, and by classes and by IDs, and what is a parent, it's like a parent div of another div, and little things like that can get you confused. If you don't understand those concepts, then that's why JavaScript can become hard. But if you understand the DOM, and if you understand, that's why I always tell people, the best way to learn JavaScript is to understand it from the beginning, meaning understanding HTML, then jumping to CSS, and then jumping into JavaScript, right? Because if you're going in backwards and you say, hey, I'm just a developer, and I'm just gonna jump from from JavaScript, and then I'm gonna start learning HTML and CSS, sometimes it's not gonna work. Sometimes that's why you see so many back-end developers, what we call back-end developers, or software engineers, or whatever we want to call them, or programmers, or code monkeys, whatever you want to call them, right? It's like people have different terminologies for this, but people who just code, or they do more scientific calculations. If you're a guy coming from Python and you're like, man, I'm trying to jump into JavaScript, sometimes it can be hard because you didn't go through the phases of a web developer, of just going from HTML, understanding how the DOM works, how elements work, how putting things inside of a different HTML tag works, and then from there jump into CSS, how CSS actually styles the page, and then from there understand the DOM tree. Like all of this is the DOM, right? So understanding how things work inside of it is crucial. So that's why some people have a lot of issues with JavaScript, and that's my personal opinion. That's just a little piece. A lot of people gave a lot of good explanations here. You can also check them out, but that's my opinion. All right, guys, you already know it's your boy Joe, back at it again. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you like this video, man. Your boy is back. I done did it again. Bow. GGG, you already know it's your boy Joe, back at it again, man. Listen, make sure you subscribe and make sure you like this video, man. By the way, if you want to know exactly what courses I took to become a web developer, they're right there in the description. It's no secret, it's nothing crazy, it's no secret gift that I had. It's just pretty much I took the courses. They're pretty cheap, they're like $15 each on specials, and just listen, man, change your life, change your lifestyle, do something fun and something cool that you could call a career. Bow.